Good day and welcome to another broadcast of Venture Capital Inc. The mission behind Venture Capital Inc. is to position our clients, employees, and strategic partners to understand, create, and leverage passive income cash flow, build multiple streams of income, leverage smart investment strategies in order to build generational wealth. The programs that we will bring to you will help you to understand more about the financial intelligence and the commercial financial sector, financial intelligence and the investment financial sector, and financial intelligence for smart capital market. It's very important for you to know that financial intelligence goes beyond your ability to make money or maximize your disposable income. It addresses the issue of understanding the global financial system and leveraging this intelligence to create good debt cash flow, minimize existing debt financial portfolio while maximizing financial and equity capital gain. The understanding of the commercial financial sector, investment financial sector, and smart capital market are an important body of knowledge for you to have in the global landscape of financial intelligence. Welcome once again to another broadcast of Venture Capital Inc. Today, I want to continue taking you on that journey to unlock the realities surrounding building your brand with global relevance. Today, I will continue on the 8 steps to building a global brand. Already we have looked at brand traits optimization and we have looked at brand visibility optimization. In the event that you've missed those 2 parts or those 2 episodes, I want to encourage you to look back at the earlier podcasts and you will find them. Today I want us to do a deep dive and I want us to get into the belly of the third concept, and that third concept is what we call brand reach optimization. As we look at brand reach optimization, there's a few things that I want you to keep in mind. One, brand reach optimization is all about your optimization strategies to identify your target market and reach that target market to achieve specific objective, and that is brand awareness. Now, as we go through today's exercise, there is 3 concepts that I really would love for you to keep in mind. And those 3 concepts are as follows. Brand intention value traits, it's important for you to notice. Brand relevance, and important for you to notice. And the last concept that I want you to really keep in mind is sales. These 3 things is what is going to give you a tremendous chance to be effective in brand reach optimization. Now let's get straight into the belly of the issue. When we talk about brand reach has everything to do with getting your brand, information about your brand over to your potential customers. But as we talk about getting your brand over to your customers, there's a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind. It's important to understand your market. If you want to reach a specific target group, it's important for you to understand your market. So in understanding your market, there is something that we call understanding your target market lifestyle, understanding your market culture, understanding your market social class. These are very, very important for you to understand. It is by understanding this, it is what allows you to build your brand with relevance. It is this what allows you to build your brand to achieve its clear intention value thread. It is by understanding this that allows you to make an effective sales pitch. So this is very, very important for you to understand as you start to position yourself to move your brand into the hearts and minds and souls of the potential consumer. Again, when you work with a business consultant, when you work with a PFA, a professional financial advisor, and you work with our professional people at Venture Capital Inc. in Global Branding and Marketing, these are some of the things that we break down for you to ensure that your business, your brand, your idea gets a fighting chance to be successful in the marketplace. And failing to understand this and failing to apply these systems to grow and scale your business is perhaps one of the reasons why your business is not necessarily achieving the desired results that you need. So the concept that we're looking at here today as relates to brand reach optimization is one, you invest in the time, the talent, and the resources to understand your target market lifestyle, your target market culture, and your target market social class. This, I said, is what will really help you to ensure that you're building your brand with clear intention, that you're building your brand with clear relevance to the needs, wants, and expectations of the target market. And in your sales pitch, you're going to be able to achieve much, much better results. So the second concept that I want us to go into is something that we call understanding the behavioral determinants of demand and the economic determinants of demand. This is very important. And if you look back at the two earlier programs, which is brand traits optimization and brand visibility optimization, we do a little deep dive into this concept. But it's very important for you to understand those behavioral determinants of demand and the economic determinants of demand that literally influence the people that you're going to be targeting with products and services. Absolutely important. Again, when you come into our program, we do this deep dive with you so as to help you to understand the sociological mindset, the makeup of your specific target market. And again, it is by understanding these behavioral patterns that allows you to build your brand that is going to have the strongest relevance to that target market. And the three things that I want to continue to emphasize throughout this program is knowing your brand intention value trait. You shouldn't even attempt to develop your brand intention value trait until you understand your target market. So you should understand their lifestyle, their culture, their social class. You should understand their behavioral determinants of demands and economic determinants of demands. And by understanding this, you can now take an informed decision to build a specific brand, to build a specific product or service with these intentions. And the intention is to satisfy the needs, wants, and expectations of these behavioral determinants of demand. Along with this, you want to be informed, again, when it comes to brand relevance. You see, one of the reasons I want to emphasize this is because we have a number of young businesses that are starting. And you simply start the business because you want to start a business. But starting a business does not guarantee the success of the business. The issues that I'm presenting to you today, which is what really gives you a fighting chance to position your business, your idea, your brand to be relevant to the specific target market. And relevance trumps. Relevant counts. And the earlier that you know this is what is going to really help you to develop a healthier mindset in terms of doing business. It is what will position you to embrace greater, faster success in business, as against going through the challenges that you would like to go through not having this kind of information. So I'm emphasizing again, important for you to know what is your brand intention value trait, and to develop your brand intention value trait, you should understand your target market, lifestyle, culture, social class, groups and reference group. You should understand behavioral and economic determinants of demand. I can't emphasize this enough. You want your brand to be relevant to the dreams and hopes and aspirations of your specific target market. This is what is going to help them to get up and go. This is what's going to motivate them to respond positively to your products and services. This is an almost close to a guaranteed approach to get positive public response. I say close to positive guarantee because there are other factors that may also influence the success and how positive the public responds to you. These are all things that we will go into when you come into our program. So today we are looking at brand reach optimization. You want to reach your specific target market, and you want to know that you know the lifestyle, culture, social class, the behavioral, economic determinants of demand for that target market. Knowing this is what will allow your sales pitch to be much, much, much more effective. All right. So the last lesson that I want us to look at today, before we bring in a few other things, is where we're going to look at defining your market size, density, and dispersion. Again, in previous broadcasts, we would have looked at this and we talk about the importance of understanding your market size, density, and dispersion. Why is this important? Because remember, at this particular junction, you want to reach your specific target market. And to reach your specific demographic target market means that your specific target group is not centrally located. They are not located in a dense area. They are not located in one place. They may be geographically dispersed. And you need to know this. It is by knowing this allows you to make an informed and educated decision what channels you need to use to reach that specific target market. And let's look into this a little bit more deeper. Let us suppose again that you are in a country with 1 million persons, and you have 25% of that population in region 1, and you have 50% of that population in northern region, but the 50% in region 2 may represent a cluster of people that do not have disposable income. You need to know that. But the other 25%, they are geographically dispersed among 6 different regions. You need to know that because they may have the strongest spending power to invest in your products, your services, your brand. You need to know this. So understanding not only the market size, but the number of persons that is going to be eligible to consume your products, your services, your brand, again, is what really helps you to make critical and essential financial decisions. But understanding this, understanding the market size, the market density, the market dispersion is really what informs you as to what radio platform you need to use, television platform you need to use, social media platform you need to use to get the information to reach your specific target market. Again, reach is not only based on land-based geography, but because of social media, the internet now, your reach can have a global span. And here is where we talk now about global business. And the topic again is 8 steps to building a global brand. In this regard, your reach may go beyond a narrow geography, and it may now take the entire world into consideration. And here again is where you need to understand how to build your website with the desired features that can appeal to your specific target market. Now, let's look at some practical cases because we talk about reaching your specific target market. We talk about brand reach optimization, and we talk about the three things that we want you to take away here today. We want you to take away your brand intention value trait. You should know that, invest time, talent, and resources to know it and align it to the specific needs, wants, and expectations of your target market. We talk about brand relevance. Again, your brand, in developing your brand must have 101% relevance to your specific target market. This is what enables you when you make a sale to make that sale effectively. Again, many of you would have heard me saying in previous broadcasts that there's a right and wrong time to do your sales, get visible, and there's a right and wrong way to get visible. All of these tenets that we're going to be talking about over the 8 essential steps to building a global brand are things that you should cover long before you start to get visible. These are things that you should know because this is what puts your business, your brand, your ideas in a position of strength to be successful in the global marketplace. So some things that I want us to look at today is to take a hard look at reaching a specific target market, reaching your target market brand reach optimization. And one example that I want to look at, let us suppose that you're in business and you have a brand and that brand is a corporate brand and you now want to reach the corporate community. Now to reach that corporate community and to have desired results, it means that you need to spend time, again, understanding the lifestyle of that corporate community, the culture of that corporate community, and understand something about the social class structure. Now, because this is a corporate community, you may not necessarily go very deep into understanding the dynamics of that person unless you're building your organization to appeal to those dynamic needs of the corporate community. But from the get-go, what I want you to ask yourself is, you're building a corporate brand and you must ask yourself, what is the needs of the corporate community? And how relevant is the brand that I'm building to satisfy the needs and wants and expectations of that corporate community? You need to ask yourself that. So let us look at an example. In my research and my interaction with businesses over many years, one thing that stands out is that whether you're small, medium, or large, you always need capital. You may need it for different reasons, but capital is a critical need for businesses. Small businesses may need capital to get their businesses off the ground. Medium-sized businesses may need capital to launch another product or expand into new markets. And similar for big businesses. Big businesses may want to innovate a new products, a new service, and they have done the market research and they're seeing that there are local, regional, and international demand for the given product. So they need additional capital to support in the expansion of their business. Now, capital is a critical part. So in building your organization, one, you need to ensure that in building your organization to speak to the corporate needs, you need to ensure that the brand intention value trait can speak to capital and smart capital. How your brand can really help the businesses to access capital, something for you to consider about if you want to target businesses. Another example that I want us to look at, what are some of the other needs that businesses may have? In my experience, again, in working with small, medium, and large scale businesses, again, one thing that stands out is what we call the human resource, and having the high performance workforce. Now, having the high performance workforce in your organization, when you're a fast paced organization, when you want to grow and expand your operation, having that high, high performance workforce is absolutely necessary. But guess what's happening? In most cases, traditional academic programs is not necessarily translating into the high performers. Can your brand that you want to innovate, that you want to start, the business idea that you have, is it relevant to helping businesses to overcome the deficit that they experience in terms of high performers? This is something for you again to start looking at. And once you could effectively speak to these issues, you stand a chance of being heard. You stand a chance of converting that listenership into usership of your brand, and where you can possibly scale your operation. Businesses across the world, we see continue to have a fair degree of challenge with absenteeism and staff turnover. How can your brand, how is your brand relevant to speaking to these issues? Is your brand intention value traits designed to speak to these issues and correct these issues? And can you sell clearly and effectively to your audience, your target market, so as to ensure that they understand what your brand represents, the value that your brand is going to be offering, and the problems that your brand is going to be fixing. So again, this is important. Depending on who you're targeting, you need to ensure that you understand their needs, their wants, their expectations. The third thing that I want us to look at here as it relates to brand reach and how to effectively reach that target audience is something that we're going to call cash flow maximization. Again, every business, small, medium, and large, cash flow is never enough. You are always looking at new innovative approaches to cash flow maximize your operation. Now, again, you are starting a business, you're providing a service, and how relevant is the business that you're starting to help businesses to cash flow maximize? And this is something that you need to spend time understanding. So when you're building your brand has clear intention value traits. When you're building your brand has relevance to the specific demographic needs, wants, and expectations. This is what makes your sales more effective and you becoming more successful in how you do business. So again, it's very important for you to understand business intelligence equally as it's important for you to understand financial intelligence. So we're here on the last topic here, and that is how relevant is your brand to help the business to cash flow maximize. Every business that I'm interfacing with needs new ways to cash flow maximize. Now, I'm just going to give you some ideas as to what can be done. At Venture Capital Inc., we have designed some very unique programs that is also designed to help businesses to cash flow maximize. And let me give you a clear idea how this is done. Businesses create debt in order to grow, diversify, and scale their businesses. And in most cases, when you create debt, what we are seeing is that businesses are allowing their debt to run its course or run the entire life cycle. And a practical example that I want to give to you is that, let us take, for example, you take out a debt at $10 million and you're paying 10% on that $10 million. And the life cycle of that debt is 20 years. Now, you don't have to be a mathematician to put 1 on 1 and make it 2 to see the reality that is going to be happening here. If you take a debt of $10 million and you're paying 10% per annum, it simply means that on a yearly basis, you're paying $1 million, and the life cycle of that debt is 20 years. So you multiply the 1 million by 20 years and you got your total cost at $20 million. So the principal that you're borrowing is $10 million. and the interest that you're paying is $10 million. That simply means that you're buying a debt for $10 million. When we come into you, what we simply do for you is to help you to analyze that debt portfolio. And some of the things that we start to work on immediately is a debt reduction strategies that can perhaps reduce your life cycle by 10 years and cut your debt cost by $5 million. Is it possible? Yes, it is. These are systems that are used in the developed world, and at Venture Capital Inc. and Global Branding and Marketing, we are now bringing these models and these unique systems to you. So again, here is where you know for sure you want to reach your specific target market. To reach your specific target market, you need to invest the time, the talent, and the resources to understand that target market needs. So today, quickly, as I said, ended the program, I just want to quickly recap some of the things that we looked at today. In starting this program, I said that I want you to take away 3 essential concepts, but I'm going to add a few more to that. One is the name of the topic is brand reach optimization, under the big heading that we call 8 steps to building a global brand. Now, 3 takeaways in today's program that I want to walk with is to understand your brand intention value traits and ensure that that value trait is perfectly aligned to the needs, wants, and expectations of your target market. And I clearly said that you should know the needs, wants, and expectations before developing your value traits. I also said it's important for you to clearly define brand relevance. Again, you cannot just determine brand relevance by picking some magical wishful thing out of the air. You need to know your target market before you develop the brand relevance. All right, so you build products and services based on your understanding of the target market. And last but not least, we said that in understanding these 2 things is what's going to significantly enhance your ability to connect and sell to that specific target market. Along with this, we would have looked at a number of other issues. We say that the 3 other things that we look at under this program today is that it's important for you to clearly define lifestyle, culture, social class of your specific target market. We also say that it's important for you to understand behavioral determinants of demand and economic determinants of demand. You need to know that. The last thing that we emphasize here is you understanding your market size, your market density, and your market dispersion. So these are some of the essential concepts that we would have covered today under the heading brand reach optimization. Again, my name is Gary Thompson. In the event that you are joining me for the first time and you have never subscribed or liked this program, I want to encourage you that once you find the information interesting, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this program. We would certainly love that. My name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature. And I'm the multiple best-selling author for several books, including Billionaire Codes and Manager's Toolkit. Again, feel free to reach out to us at Venture Capital Inc. and Global Branding and Marketing. We have a team of dynamic personnel, a team of PFA, professional financial advisors, economists, accountants, and business consultants, whose combined years of experience brings over 75 years to the platform of business. And we are truly committed to working with you to give you the best information that can literally help you fast track the growth of your organization and cash flow maximize. The 2 things that we emphasize here is business intelligence and financial intelligence. And once you get these 2 things together, you can go on. Be blessed and see you on the other side.